Feel like we color coded perfectly today. I'm wearing dark blue. You're wearing dark blue. You can't really see mine though. It's kind of weird. The picture in the background's kind of taking it.
Gainz Nation, we were texting early this morning when we got up, and effectively the text conversation went, "Hey, bro,
What are you wearing?
you up? What you wearing today?"
What you wearing today, dog? Um, that is hilarious. Yeah, as I say, we no plans. Just yeah, honestly, this is probably an older shirt, but whatever. Is that like a little lab on your shirt, or what is that?
Yeah, I can't believe I'm repping this company. They're fine. This is a black
Uh
dog. I used to work for them way back in the day. Um, not a huge fan of retail. I don't know. It's a nice shirt. It's comfy, cozy. People like in New England love Black Dog. In Massachusetts in particular, it's like a capey slash like Martha's Vineyard brand.
mhm.
Just because like that's where like they kind of got their that's like where their origin story is from.
That's pretty dope. I've never even heard about it. I honestly thought you were just like describing your shirt, like, "Hey, there's a black dog on my shirt." That's it.
No, they literally call the brand the Black Dog.
Yeah, literally when you said that, I had no intentions of like saying that or thinking that was the name of the company. But good on them. Shout out to them. Maybe they'll sponsor us one of these days.
That would be pretty cool. It's very straightforward marketing. Um, they're very what you see is what you get. They actually like they really don't do anything like super fancy, but like people are obsessed with their sweatshirts. It's just like a super thick cotton sweatshirt. Once again, like nothing special. Like it's pretty comfortable. Like I've worn them in the past. And I actually don't think I have any. I think I just have long sleeves and t-shirts right now. Um, but they're pretty durable. Like they last like a long time. Like I've when I worked there, I would talk to people. They come in and their like black dog sort of be like ragged. And like how long have you had it? They're like when did the company start? I'm like I don't know, like decades ago, blah blah blah. Like that's when I got it. I'm like oh well, that's actually pretty respectable.
That reminds me of like all my workout clothes because like shout out to Omar Isaf. My workout stringers are probably still like I'd say from 8 to 10 years ago. Um,
Dang.
yeah, yeah. So and it's crazy the writing on them really hasn't faded either. But I just order off the website to get the blank ones now because I knew what company he was using, so I just usually buy the plain ones now. Um, I did buy his jean jorts, which I really love, but no, I haven't really bought too much. See, the thing is like, especially at workout clothes, like the cheaper the better. So yeah, I'm not even ashamed of it. We went to the thrift store, got some Fabletics shorts for like $6-7. I really dig them. I really dig them a lot. So
That's amazing, buddy. I know. I got these at Marshalls. I think like $6.
yeah,
Um, although like, man, it's really hard to say. I think my Fabletics shorts are my favorite pair of shorts. Maybe even favorite pair of shorts I've ever had. I think that's when they had like a 2 for 24 deal. I just
they
got
still
one for
rock it.
twelve
I think they
dollars.
still do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought that was pretty like I would pay for that again, hands down for another pair. Totally worth it to me. Um, I got you call them like long johns, but they're like it's like oh it's kind of like the Under Armour material,
Yeah.
but they go like under shorts or pants. I got two pairs from Fabletics. I got like full length and then 3/4 length, and I think those were like $10 a pop or $8 a pop or something. Other stores had them like similar quality, $60, $75. I think when I went to REI, theirs were like over $100, and like
Yeah.
they weren't like that much like better quality or anything. So it was like it was just a brand, and like I like Fabletics, so I think to a certain point that is true. My honey, she likes the brand Sheen, so she's getting me like a lot of like cut off T-shirts from them and stuff like that I've been working out in, and they're actually really affordable too. So that's a really
Right.
good that's a really like interesting point that you bring up. I've never been like I don't like value I guess these brands as much as other people might. but like I've
Yeah.
never been into like Lululemon or anything like that.
Yeah, you're telling me for my birthday, obviously for your birthday you kind of ask for things like you don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm different. Maybe I'm just like, oh yeah, some of the things like would be nice, but I don't want to pay for them, but I take them as a gift type deal. Um, so my wife actually bought me because I wanted to try it out. It's Elf Elite clothing because I've never had it.
Yeah.
Christian Guzman's company. Everyone knows who Christian Guzman is. He's one of the OG YouTubers for fitness, and bought two of them. One extra large, one extra large. Because see, the thing is with these like shorts and stuff, they just like the sizing is so off compared to like every other brands, and like the extra large fits. That's why I was gonna ask you. I honestly might post something, but I was gonna say I feel like we should start like reviewing workout stuff because like I feel like we need to give like a good branding or an idea because like you and I have like two different body types. I feel like if we did do like some comparisons, like it'd probably help the community a lot because like I said, the Alpha League shorts, I think there were two of them for like $36 to $40 each, and I'm like, that's pretty expensive, but I wanted to try them out. I mean, they're nice shorts, but the material, I don't know. I don't like material shorts of like they might be like quick dry, but it has like a I don't know if it's like a paper feeling, but it's like a paper feeling, and they only have one pocket. It's only on the right side, and it's zipped, which is like nice, but like it barely fits like the size of like a standard iPhone now. Um, so I don't know. I dig them, but honestly, for Fabletics, like you can get like the 2 for 24 deal. Like get those like any day of the week. Honestly, like unfortunately, like I don't know what Christian Guzman's thinking, and that's more of a designer brand in my opinion for workout clothes compared to like you know I don't know like physique bodywear or like the cheap Reebok shorts you can get at like Marshalls. But like Alpha Elite shorts, like
Walmart even.
yeah. But see,
Walmart
the
sells
thing is,
Reebok now.
yeah, the only unfortunate thing about like shorts and stuff is like, it's so hard because they don't really tell you like the tapered body shape that it goes to because like, some people might have, thicker glutes, thicker quads, thicker hams like Roman and I, and sometimes like, some people have the skinny legs where they need, the very tightness. And it's just like, and even the Alpha Elite shorts, like they bunch up in my front by my waist and like it's like weird. It's like short, but it's like bunched up. And I'm like, what's going on here? So
Interesting.
like yeah. So maybe I'll do some reviews on some of the like workout gear that I use and like just kind of post it because that'd be interesting. But Roman,
That'd
what's
be
been
cool.
going on with you, buddy? It's been like what, two? I mean, I don't know. It's been inconsistently, but I feel like we've done two in the past like month and a half, but yeah, it's been a long time. So what's been going on in your gain side of the house?
Gains. I've been I work out like resistance exercise, train probably like 4 to 6 times a week. I've been doing a lot of the fitness challenge for it was the month of June, but we've kind of extended it, I guess, to like the summer. It originally was bike 100 miles, run 75, hike 25, and swim 10. The swimming part is like absolutely impossible. I'll get to that like a little later. I
Yeah.
am such a terrible swimmer. I've literally done. I've swam twice, and each time I can only like get in like zero.1 miles worth of swimming. Like I gas myself out. Um, I think we've extended everything for the most part. So it's bike 150, run 100, maybe 75. I don't remember. Still hike 25 and still swim 10. The hiking, I'll get that done soon. The biking, I'll probably get that done like middle of July. The running, I'll have to take a look, but I think we bumped it up to 100. If that's the case, that'll be pretty good because I think I can easily do like 30 to 40 miles a month. But when I get into like the 50 to 60 plus range, I think that's when I start to notice like soreness from running is starting to affect my my like
Workouts.
either my lower body days or my like lower body focus days because I do a lot of full body training now, not exclusively because a lot of it is just like auto regulated, and I have like core lifts that I'll rotate in, but a lot of my stuff is auto-regulated, and I can get into that. So I've just been doing that, and I kind of do it like willy-nilly. I could be better, have like a better regimen down, but it'll mostly be like I'll wake up and I'll be like, yeah, I can get a 2-mile run in, I can get a 3-mile run in, whatever. I want to go for a bike ride, I'll get a 10-mile bike ride in. I went for like a almost 20-mile bike ride a couple weekends ago. The hiking is kind of sporadic, but because it was only 25 miles, I just like I live by a conservation area, so if I'm gonna hike, I'll just throw like 10 pounds worth of water, or I'll grab like 4 or 5 pound plates, and I'll throw it in like a hiking backpack I have, and I'll just like it's like a 2-mile trail, and I'll just like do the trail.
So you're a big rucker.
Yeah, I do a little bit of rucking, I guess you can say.
Actually, I'm gonna just interrupt. Tyler reached out to me, and he forgot to mention on his podcast, which we're gonna get him back on, but he did forget to mention he does ruck quite a bit with 30-pound backpack.
Snap.
Yeah. So obviously majority just like walking or like hiking, but he was telling me, he's like, dang it, I forgot to mention like that portion when I asked him about, hey, do you lift?
That's awesome. Man, when you're like going uphill, like if you're doing any type of elevation climbing, and you've got like you've got a weighted pack, that is like some serious stuff. Like your quads, you get like an insane burn. It's awesome.
Yeah, we gotta bring the baby to one of the hikes, like by Starved Rock, like what we did. Because he's 15 pounds now, or almost 15 pounds. So I would like to see how much I could do with like him, like either on my chest or my back. Because like when we're out in Arizona, I mean, we saw this guy that was like hiking with like a 3-year-old on his back, and she was like what, like 20, 25 pounds, maybe even more.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah.
And in the swimming portion, I swam with Joe this weekend, and oh my God, Joe's a really good swimmer.
I envy those people, because I am an absolute terrible swimmer, just like you. So
I always joke with him, but I'm like, all right, we'll go swimming, but I'm gonna do more drowning than swimming, because I'm just like that. I'm literally that bad. Like I'm just so bad.
Where are you guys swimming at?
The first time I swam was in Florida. It was just in a pool. This weekend, he's got a beach by his parents' house, so it's like within walking distance. So we just like walked to the beach and then we swam.
In the ocean?
Yeah, in the ocean. I've like literally never had this thought in my head before, but my partner, she was like, "Be careful of sharks," blah blah, all this stuff. Like she like refuses to swim in the cave. It's so funny. And I like could not shake the thought of like a Jaws like event happening, this giant great white shark coming up, and like the ominous thing was like it was cloudy that day, and it was like supposed to be raining, and it was kind of off and on raining, and we did see some thunder and lightning in the background. Unfortunately, we didn't stay in the water for much longer after we saw it, but I have never seen the ocean that dead calm. Like no waves at all. It was crazy weird, and like the way the sun was kind of popping through with just like low lighting and reflecting off the ocean, it was like ominous, man. It was super weird. So pretty good for like somebody who's like a poor swimmer, like kind of good like swimming conditions, but it also kind of freaked me out at the same time.
How far did you swim?
I think I'm being generous, a 1/10 of a mile. So it was like we swam from Joe swam from jetty to buoys and back. I swam just past the halfway point of that and then turned around. And it was just like we just swam like along the shoreline. We didn't swim out because I would have drowned. But let's see. He had like a little he has like Apple Watch, so it tracked. I think it said it said like 0.22 miles or something like that for him. And then I think we also paced it just to, I don't know, be doubly certain.
And how many miles in the month?
10 miles, and I'm at 0.2.
We've
extended
it for the
struggle
summer. Bus. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a struggle bus right there.
But my point, my thing is like if I get like even a couple miles that I swim, like as long as I'm efforting it, because it's actually been kind of cold in New England um recently, then I'll be happy with that. It'll be different. Like the biking, I don't think I have an excuse. The running I can definitely do since we're gonna do it the whole summer. And the hiking, like no excuse. But with the swimming, like if I effort it, then like I'm bound to get better because I'm gonna get
Yeah.
added reps every single time I do it. And like my biggest thing right now, and Gainz Nation, I could use your help. If you are a swimmer, please, like any like tutorials, helpful videos, helpful tips. I know what I'm doing wrong. Like I don't know how to be efficient when I swim.
Yeah.
Like one thing I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm like doing what I think is called like the crawl, like this. Um, and I just like gas myself out. My feet are just going because I'm like, don't like, like I can stand up, but like I don't want to. Like I try to take as minimal breaks as possible. Um, or that's like the concept that I try to abide by. I take a lot of breaks, like a lot of crazy breaks. Um, so my feet are going like, so I'm gassing myself out, and then I'm just like ripping through the water, like almost as hard as I can. But I'm like, this is not efficient. Like I'm gonna gas
Yeah.
myself out. Um, so yeah, any tips Gainz Nation has for me, I'm all ears. I think like there's something in my muscles, like ever since I was like a little kid, that like just acts as like an anchor and just like pulls me to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, I think what it is too is you kind of have to stride within the water, and you have to like not use so much effort. Like, cause Sam was a competitive swimmer, and like she went to state and everything. So like when she swims, it kind of looks like effortless, and to the point where it kind of makes me upset because I also feel like an anchor. But I think that's because you and I also don't have like that motor pattern where you're hitting the water and you're striding with it more appropriately. And I think that's what it is a lot of the times is like once you like you said once you effort it enough, you'll probably be able to like no problem like get that that motor pattern down. And I think that's it. And you might not need to do a lot of as much feet kicks as you think you need to. Like maybe you need to just like sway up and down instead of like that those short fast patterns, which that probably tires you out a crap ton too as well, right?
Yep. And it's crazy. Like my like ankles were sore, my shoulder was sore, like my back was sore the next day. I'm like,
Yeah.
I barely swam. Like I didn't do anything. Like why? How am I sore? Like I work out pretty hard. Like I run. I do this. I do this. This. But
Yeah.
because it's so different, it's that like that novel stimulus effect.
Yes, yeah, I was gonna say, and also too, I don't know how it is different from like swimming into a pool in an ocean. I don't really have access to an ocean by me, so it might be a little bit different too. I mean, you might have it might have different like I don't know. There might be something different. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna
I
even get into it.
I think it's supposed to be easier. Correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong, but I think the higher salinity allows you to be more buoyant. That's just like what I've heard. I don't know. I like it doesn't really matter to me because I just sink. So it's like I would be like the one person everyone's floating effortlessly in the Red Sea, and I'd just like sink to the bottom and drown and die. Like that's it's how it has always been for me. It's so awful. Um, but yeah, I can kind of get into like my workouts and like how I've been just kind of like auto using auto regulation for programming. If you want, buddy.
Yeah, if you want, yeah, go ahead.
Sweet. So after so there's like a core group of us that do obstacle course races, and that's for the most part like what I train for. But I still like doing like the bodybuilding training, and I try to be really mindful when I train for the past like I don't know probably 15 months at this point, because I still do have that like either um, left inguinal herniation or some sort of like lower left abdominal strain or something. I don't know exactly what it is. So I'm still like kind of nursing that. So I'm pretty protective in how I train and program things. So I did that whole cycle, and I try to show Gainz Nation of like squatting and like slowly adding just 1 rep, but keeping the same weight, blah, blah, blah. It still affects me from time to time. So that's why I've kind of just defaulted to using auto-regulation when I train. But for the most recent obstacle course race, one thing that I was noticing when I do, like when I was performing physical activity, so when I was like playing a lot of pickleball, for example, my low back was tiring. So I kind of hypothesized that I could use some low back strengthening exercises. And my grip strength was pretty crap when I did the obstacle course race. There was like a tire flip event, and it was like wet and muddy. But I remember I like went to flip it, and I slipped and fell, and like one of my buddies came in, like he helped me like flip it.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, well, clearly like it could be a low back like strength issue, and it also because I haven't like deadlifted in a while, like trying to nurse that like whatever I got going on. And then also I was like, hey, I could most certainly use some more grip strength training. And then with like OCR, like you do a lot of pulling stuff. So like you pull yourself over a fence, or you do like a lot of pull-ups, or you have to do like swinging activities, that kind of thing. So that's like those were different elements that I wanted to add into my programming. So I do, Antoine had a great video, I believe, on YouTube the other day of farmer's walks. I just found like suitcase carries. So I just have weight in one hand that I, bend over, pick up, and then I'll perform X amount of paces. And the way I track it is I write down the weight. So I did like the other day, I did like 30 pounds, kind of as like a second warm-up set. But I also took a decent amount of paces. I think it was like 60 paces or something, and there was like 3 turnarounds. So I tracked based off of weight. So it was like 30 pounds and 67 pounds. I tracked based off of paces. So I'll count my paces. So 40 paces, and it's like left, right step 1, left step 2, yada yada. But when I get to the turnaround, I don't count like the do and then go. I don't count those as steps. I just consider that as a turnaround. So weight, number of paces, and turnarounds is how I try to track that.
And then real quickly, isn't it crazy on how much like ab work doing those could be? Like when I get it, and believe me, like I don't know why, maybe I jumped the gun too much, but like when I get to like 100 pounds, like my abs are literally like screaming where I can like just like throw up. That's how like hard my abs are, just like clenching the whole time.
That's awesome. See, my abs are probably stronger than my lower back, because for me, it's like my low back that's like that. It's it'll
Oh,
be
like
like,
it feels like your low back's like getting all like the pump.
yeah, it'll be like my QL gets
Interesting.
tight and whatnot.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's really fascinating. I love that.
Yeah, because
So
I think I just have like I just have weak abs, and I was gonna say, I don't, my low back really never gets like too sore. Like I did deadlifts yesterday, and the only soreness I felt from my lower back today was when I sat down for like a long time while working. And then when I got up, my back was a little bit sore, and then I walked, and then like the soreness just went away. And like right now I'm standing up, no soreness whatsoever. It's like hilarious. Like I like hardly ever get low back like soreness at all.
that's insane. That's so cool. Um, so that's one of the exercises that I've been kind of rotating in. I am doing deadlifts again. The weights that I
Yeah.
have are like they're pretty much like 25s. Well, they are 25s, but it's like the same, almost the same height as like a commercial gym 25. So they're kind of like deficit deadlifts is the best way to put it. I only do 2 sets, like quote unquote working sets, and it's still super light. Like I'm still at like 125 pounds. And I do.
We'll have to send you some 45 bumper plates one of these days.
I know, and I need to get an Olympic bar too, because the bar I use is like, it's essentially like a steel bar, um, for like gas piping. It's
You
like a
could
half inch
probably,
like OD like.
yeah, you probably could find a barbell for less than $100, like on the Facebook Marketplace. Honestly,
That's
the only,
probably.
like I said, the only problem is with those is like, the grip's going to be minimal. Like, you're not going to have any knurling. Like the one I got, I think it was like 100, maybe $140 when it was during COVID, and I bought that. Knurling wasn't the best, but it was like not too expensive for like a nice bar. But the knurling, like I said, it's not too bad. But like, I just know like those Facebook Marketplace ones, those are like the Walmart barbell specials where it's like there's no knurling at all, which I don't know. If you look at it one way, it's like, maybe it'll teach me to grip the bar like stronger.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, I have like the opposite. I feel like I have the opposite problems than you. Like I don't have a problem with grip strength. Like my low back doesn't get sore. So it's like the total opposite. Like as I say, I think I've been deadlifting for so long where I don't know. Maybe that's just the key for grip strength. Just keep deadlifting. Maybe you should have never stopped.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because like when I was working up into like the low to mid 300s, like back in whatever 2019 with Billy, like my grip strength was ridiculous because I could just like rip like I don't know 275 and just like hold it up there for like minutes, and it was nothing. Whereas now,
I think the suitcase carries that you're doing too is gonna help too. You know what? I see. The thing is, I can't really tell because I don't know. I don't really know how to test my grip strength, but like I've been doing those now for what, like even the sled pulls and the pushes, for like what, over a year now. So I don't know. Did that also help my grip strength? I can't tell you. I don't know. I really don't. I can't tell because I just say I never really lose any grips on anything. And also my hands don't ever really get sore either. So I don't know. I've never really felt like soreness in my hands. I might have like some aches when like, if it's like a hard pulling session, but nothing really than that.
That's insane, buddy. You don't get that like extreme pulling on your like and like I used to get like crazy calluses here. You don't get extreme pulling when you're doing the trap bar deadlift?
Well, see, the thing is, I think it's more of the skin soreness for me. Like, I feel like because I chalk up, my hands get so dry, and depending on the hex bar or like the dumbbells, depending on where I'm at and what gym I'm at, the knurling's a little bit different. So it's more of a, like, damn, if I keep doing these, my skin's gonna rip off. I don't know if it's really like the soreness of like, I don't know, the joints or the fibers that are holding your hands together. It's more of the, like I said, like I'm ripping my skin off right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And also too, like my hands are not really that beat up. I don't think either. Like I have calluses, but like they're not even beat up. But I also put like a lot of, I make sure I put lotion on my hands. In the wintertime I get like O'Keeffe's are like a very strong like hand like repair kit, which your brother probably uses probably in the wintertime too, unless he doesn't.
I'm not sure what he uses. He uses like some like contractor stuff because he gets like a lot of copper dust like in his like in his like on his fingers and stuff like that. So he has to use like a special type of like soap to be able to like get that kind of stuff off. But
I know my buddy says he uses just Vaseline. He said you don't even need to use any of that fancy stuff. He just says Vaseline, and he's an electrician, so and his hands are beat up from doing electrician work, but like
that's what my partner uses. She just uses Vaseline because I don't know, she's just got like dry skin, I guess.
I wish I could just give her all my oily skin, because if anything, my skin's like oily everywhere all the time.
It's impressive. She's so funny. She calls her skin like whale skin or something like that. But like she can take like an impressive amount of Vaseline.
Hey, I feel like it could be a lot worse. Like I feel like my face gets oily like all day long. Like the sun gleaming, I feel like I'm just shining all day long. So it could be, she could have that problem too. The total opposite. For some reason, my hands don't really sweat, and they really like keep like moisture away from them. So at least my hands are like not oily all the time. So, anything else you want to get to, buddy, with the auto regulation?
So doing the deadlifts and then pull-ups, and then I just have like certain body parts that I try to hit. So I have like a core group of exercises that I'll rotate in. They stay mostly the same, but like one week I might just do like standing curls, and then another week I might do like a combination of standing and seated dumbbell curls.
I love it, buddy. Yeah, by the time this episode's out, part 2 of Dr. Tyler Saunders will be out. So hopefully, if you guys didn't check that out, check those out.
It was awesome. I love like the aspect, like listening to him talk about how he how he programs his like physical fitness, if you will, his physical exercise, where he like does like zone 1, zone 2 cardio, blah blah blah. Then he does like higher zone cardio, but he only does a shorter period of that because like he believes that it's like higher injury risk, like which could like affect other things. Like it was fascinating. It was like I'm really happy that we had him on and that like you're able to interview him. Seems like a really cool guy.
Yeah, just wait for part 2. Part 2 goes over. I think part 2 I like probably a little bit more because it actually goes into like the functional and integrative medicine that like he like believes, like his beliefs are when it comes to like the medical field. And then he did when we were talking afterwards, he did recommend, which I've seen Matthew Walker on a bunch of podcasts like Rhonda Patrick's and then like Joe Rogan, the sleep doctor pretty much. I actually rented his book finally, the Why We Sleep book. So maybe by the time the next podcast comes around or the podcast after, I should finish. So I'm only on page 41, but it's so far such an interesting book. And I think, and that was like one of the topics Tyler goes over, which is like sleep. And yeah, I think it's really good. And then yeah, I think that's all we got today, guys. Make sure to follow us on our socials. We're now on TikTok. YouTube actually came out with another application called YouTube Music. I don't think the podcast is up on there, but if you use that app, we should be on there soon. We're still on YouTube as well, obviously, for the video portion, but I think YouTube is trying to make like more of a, like a more of an app where it's like just catered towards music and podcasts. So we're gonna hopefully get Gainz podcast on there soon. I have to actually look into it. I'll probably look into it after I'm done posting that episode with Tyler for part 2. And then yeah, Dr. Kyle Richmond, physical therapist, chiropractor. Him and I are gonna actually do an in-person now because I did one with Tyler, and we're gonna do an in-person. So we're gonna get a podcast going for what he loves to work on and look at is the hip cars, shoulder cars, neck cars, like all that good stuff. So be on the lookout for that. That should be coming probably in the July timeframe, and then maybe I'll meet with Tyler again, and then if you guys have any topics, please let us know, and then we'll go ahead and get more into specific things. So please like, subscribe, comment. See you guys in the next one. Peace.